Hello everyone, hope everybody's doing great today. Appreciate those who are watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. And today we're talking about Judge Dredd, starring Sylvester Stallone, Rob Schneider, Diane Lane, Max von Sydow. I think that's how you say his name. I probably really messed it up pretty bad. Apologize for that. Anyways, when this movie was made, even though it had a great cast, it wasn't very well received from the critics nor from the audience members. Overall, this is kind of like your typical 90s comic book movie. I figured if you're going to talk about comic book movies, like the better ones are probably the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, but Batman, the Tim Burton Batman. Sorry, get my words mixed up there. I'm not saying the Turtles movie was the best one. I'm just saying it was up there with the comic book heroes, If I would say the best ones were probably Tim Burton's Batman, and then maybe the Ninja Turtles were there, especially for the younger audience. And then you would probably put up there the X-Men movies there at the end, and Blade, all those movies were probably like your height of comic book movies, and all the other ones were kind of mid-level or poor. Judge Dredd, in my opinion, it's not a terrible movie, but it's not a fantastic movie. It's like a meh movie, in my opinion. I would say, though, the actors that really carry this movie are definitely Rob Schneider and Diane Lane to put in great performances for this movie. Instead of Stallone's performance, it kind of feels like he's kind of tired of action movies at this point. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. But I believe shortly after this that he made Copland was not too many years after Judge Dredd. He kind of went back to the drama type of movies. But this one, he still does a pretty good job with it. It's not like he does a terrible performance, but it just seems like his heart's not really into it, in my personal opinion. It kind of feels like he watched RoboCop, and it's like, maybe that, and mimic RoboCop's manner of walking. I mean, when he walks, walks like RoboCop did. I'm serious. He's all puffed up. And then he kind of turns his, turns his upper body, and then his legs follow when he turns, watch RoboCop, then watch Judge Dredd, and tell me, did Stallone not look like he's RoboCop without the gear, I guess. He kind of walks like RoboCop, puffed up. I'm just telling you. It's the facts. Rob Schneider, like I said, does a fantastic job in this movie. I love his little quirks. He's kind of like, his role in this is kind of pick out to Dredd here all the hypocrisy, and Judge Dredd is very the laws to the letter of the law, but not the spirit of the law. You see this at the very beginning when Rob Schneider, he gets out of prison, or he gets back into the city, whatever. And then there's a big gunfight in the apartment building he's in, so he hides in the food machine. And this is against the law. So Judge Dredd sends him back out to prison or out to the outlands and stuff, even though, he's basically in this machine to protect himself. So that's what I'm talking about. Judge Dredd is very letter to the law. And so, Rob Schneider's character is to point these things out. And Rob Schneider's character is kind of like the other character he played in before the Adam Sandler movies that he's always into. You got this one, Surf Ninjas, and then he plays a great role in Unnecessary Roughness, where he's the commentary, it says fumble risky and stuff like that. I love Rob Schneider pre-Adam Sandler. I like Rob Schneider in Adam Sandler's movies as well. But, this is a young Rob Schneider. He's funny, quirky, very quick with his jabs. And to be honest, I think him and Stallone have pretty good on-screen chemistry together. I think they work really well together. I wonder if there's any friendship there or if they hated each other. I'm not sure. And then you have the great Diane Lane. I think she's very underrated actress from the 80s and the 90s. She's holds her own in whatever movie she's in. She's played some very good roles. She's very diverse. You got her in The Outsiders. You got her in the one where she's cheating, Unfaithful. She did a really good job. And that one maybe is her best performance. I haven't seen every Diane Lane movie, but she does an excellent job in that one. And then there's another one she made, like early 2000s, Under the Tucson Sun. So Diane Lane was a very good actress, and she does a really good job in this one. The movie's poor performance, and it's definitely not due to Rob Schneider and Diane Lane. If anything, they kind of build the movie up, make it even better. And then, like I said, Stallone, I don't know, like, the performance is okay. Overall, Judge Dredd to me, the theme of Judge Dredd is like elitism and also chaos and what these elites will do when there's chaos around. You always can tell a tyrant when there's chaos, or there's, I would say chaos. I'm going to say chaos. Use the word chaos. They're going to use chaos as a vehicle to gain more power, more control over the people around them. In this case, we see that there's a judge who is trying to use the violence and all the riots to gain more power, to make harsher laws on the citizen. You see these judges, like the council there, they feel like they're better than the people. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. They feel like, though, that they have better judgment on how things should be run. And basically, in my opinion, the city's in chaos and in wreckage because of how they're running the city, right? I mean, the city reflects, your city that you live in, your community reflects on the leaders and what they're trying to establish, you know? How much control, there's always this power control. In this case, we don't really know if there's any, like, gangs or members, there's no leader of the gangs. It's like, it's the elites fighting within themselves on how to govern this city, to control this city. So you got that kind of message of this movie is how people in power can use or tend to use chaos to gain more power. If you're going to put this in real time in our lives, look at 9/11, that great tragedy, and how they use it to be able to monitor people more, to supposedly, crack down on the ability of terrorists to do evil acts. And then, of course, 5 years ago, you had COVID, and you had some states out there where you couldn't even go outside. You couldn't go to a beach. You couldn't go to a restaurant. However, the governors could go to a restaurant. So you see how, this movie does reflect real life in those ways. That's kind of like the message you get in this movie. There are some great evil characters, the cannibal family out in the outlands there. They were very good. I liked their characters. Like that scene. And then, the twin brother and stuff like that. That dynamic between him and Stallone. Overall, I feel like the characters are very interesting, and they kind of pull you into this universe. And I do like this movie. I don't really know where all the hate comes from. I mean, maybe it is a little comic-y. Maybe the writing could be better, but it's good for what the movie wants to be. And for me, I find it entertaining. So I would recommend this one. Like, if I was meeting somebody on the street and said, and you're talking about Sylvester Stallone, and they're like, they never heard of Stallone, would this be the first movie I would recommend them to watch for Stallone? Obviously not. Probably the Rocky movies or the Rambo would have come way before this one. I'm a little stuffed nose-wise here. Sorry. But overall, I'm going to recommend this one. It's not great, but I don't think it's terrible. It's, if you're somebody who likes good action movies and you want to know, like, a good comic book 90s action movies, I would probably would recommend the other ones I mentioned at the beginning of this review before this one. But, if it's on TV, I would say, hey, go ahead and watch it. Right now, I don't know where it's at. I kind of bought this off of Fandango. Anyways, have a great day. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you've seen Judge Dredd, what's your opinions about it? Did you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's a crappy movie? Like I said, I don't think it's terrific. I don't think it's terrible. I just think it's okay. It's an okay movie, but if I knew somebody who likes action movies and they like Stallone and haven't seen Judge Dredd, I would probably say, hey, check this one out. It might be worth your time. Like I said, just have some highlights. I think it has just as many good sides of the movie as it does bad sides of the movie, to be honest. And I think, like I said, I really like Rob Schneider in this. I think he really kind of carries the movie. He's kind of like a scene stealer in a lot of it, and a lot of this movie. Anyways, enough of me rambling on. Hope you guys have a great day, and hopefully you'll check out some other of my videos. Until next time, bye-bye. I was wrong. I'm not done yet with this video. I forgot one thing that I thought was kind of interesting is, first off, there's a lot of similarities between this and Fifth Element in the city and like the graphics and I don't know if you call it CGI, the special effects. A lot of similarities between this and Fifth Element, but like there's a chase scene on the motorbikes in this movie that I felt like was very, very similar to the chase scene in Star Wars Clone Wars at the beginning, you know, when Anakin and Obi-Wan's chasing the assassin. I mean, it looks like the scenes are like almost identical. There's a couple of differences, but they're very similar, very, very similar. They even go through like electrical grid type of thing. Only in Judge Dredd, if you go through there, you die. And Clone Wars, I guess maybe because they're Jedi, you just get electrocuted. But I just felt like, I want to share this. Like, I felt like that chase scene from Clone Wars and this movie were like very, very similar, almost identical. And watching this one and Fifth Element makes me wonder if that's when George Lucas had a light bulb moment and said, you know what, I think technology has advanced to the point where I can start showing Star Wars and how I really wanted to show it. But that's all I gotta say. All right, I'm done with Judge Dredd for real this time. Have a great day. Bye.